Now, who do you want me to assign this to? So who are you prohibiting from running this application? So we'll go ahead and go to My Devices, and again, I can be very granular. So this is importing your Active Directory, so maybe it's a sales application, so you only want the sales to run it, and you're going to prohibit everyone else. So here's where you would just peruse through your structure and find a group of machines that you do not want to run this. So here I'll go, we could say, for example, the engineering department is not able to run this. So we would say for engineering. Okay, and that's the last step. So then what this looks like, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel, and we'll go over into the policy that I've already built up. So under the applications, so here I've said prohibit this FileZilla. I can see the application. I can see here that I've assigned it to a specific device. Now when we go to that device and try to run it, he shouldn't be able to run the FileZilla. So let's head over there, and you can see what this looks like. Okay, so now we're on the endpoint. So this is a machine that I've deployed a given policy to, for lack of a better term. And I'm prohibiting this FileZilla. So what will happen is they'll launch, but you'll notice here after a couple seconds, it will shut itself down and present them with the message. So the following applications are prohibited by your administrator and were stopped from execution. So this is going to be something that you could incorporate into your environment, again, to prohibit a given set of applications from running. Okay, we'll say OK on that, and we'll go back to the application. So there's one more option under the under that wizard. But before I get in there, I'll mention one more thing here. So for any of the applications that you may want to prohibit or protect, etc., you can assign a schedule where that's in play. So maybe it's an instance where you have the agent on a laptop and you basically want to prohibit the FileZilla or whatever iTunes from running between 8 and 5, but you want to open it up those other times. So what you'll have are the schedule templates. And so here, we'll go ahead and assign one. Yes. And so we get into this. The nice thing about this is you can then start to, let's look at what this looks like. You can determine what hours they would be able to run a given application or not run, however you want to set it up. But it basically allows them a little flexibility, so you can have them be productive during work hours, and what you want to do on your free time is up to you. So there I've got the template, and then again you're able to just assign the various applications that you've built up to adhere to this particular schedule template. All right, so here let me go ahead and hit cancel on this. And then let's go and look at that third option under the application management, which was to configure a licensed software. And you'll notice this one has the ability to add attachments. So if you have a PO, some type of document that you want to assign or attach to this definition, you're going to be able to do that. So here I'll go ahead and hit next. And again, we'll just say RS licensed. And again, you're able to go from the catalog, the scanned applications, build up a query based upon it. We'll just use the software catalog. And then here, for example, we could get the cute PDF. I think I have one in there for that. And as I'm scooting over, you can see there that it's published a few things for me or populated a few categories for me. I'm going to hit next. On the steps, you'll notice I have basically 3 more steps that I need to walk through. So here, add my licenses. And so whatever you have that's relevant to that given one, so maybe we'll use a purchase date and receipt. I'll just fill in a few of these. And serial number. Let's put that at 1,000, okay? And per seat. So sometimes the license type is interesting. So we'll say that one is per seat. And $20. Actually, it's usually $19.99. Okay. We'll say, okay, so now we're going to hit next, again, going to my attachment. So if we want to attach anything, we can just kind of bump out to grab a specific document. You get the idea. And then finally assigning that to some devices. So once we've done that, now what we're doing basically is building up our licensed software. I'm going to hit cancel, and then let's head down to some of the reports so you can see what's available out of the box, and then if you needed to create some additional ones. And let me just get some of this real estate back. I'm going to collapse all the categories there. We're going to go under reports. And then you'll notice for the software license management, you'll have a hive, and again, you'll have some that are out of the box, but if you needed to create additional ones, it's just a simple right-click and then walk through that wizard. But for each of the reports that are coming out of the box, got a few that I've already run, so we'll choose those. But it's really just a right-click and a generate report. Once you've done that and assigned it to, again, that directory structure that you have, then this report is going to be available. Okay, so here I've looked at all licensed software. I'm just going to right-click on today's date and do a view. And you'll notice here my formats. I did XML and PDF, but I'm sorry, I did HTML and PDF, but XML is also an option that you could opt for. So we'll say PDF. And then what it's done is bring up for me a PDF version of this report. So I'll just page down a little bit. And I think there were about 4 pages. But here really quickly, I'm able to see my expiring or expired licenses. So I can see here that I have a few that expired last year and one that expired the year before that. So this would be potentially information that you would submit to purchasing so you could do, again, whatever corrective action you needed to with respect to the licenses that had expired. Okay. Here we'll go back to the console. I'm just going to close that one, and we'll look at I believe this was another one that I ran today, the software catalog. And again, just a quick right-click and view. And again, switch that to PDF. And so here under my summary, kind of scoot this down, and these would be the ones that I've entered my licensing information for. So again, I didn't do it across the whole environment, just cherry-picked a few of those. But the point is there are canned reports out of the box with respect to your software license management, and then, of course, if you needed additional ones, you could run through the wizard. Now, the other thing that I'll say, a lot of times people ask, for any of the reports, can I email those off so no one has to come into the console to do the view? And the answer is yes. So here I've landed on that software catalog summary as an example. So here, if you wanted to, you have several options available. So I could publish this. Just doing a right-click allows me to create the export. And so here I can see the format type, again, XML, HTML, PDF. Here, if I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to send it up to a website. So when I do that, then these options are available for me to fill in, and this report is going to get published to that website. You can do FTP as well, and again, it's entering in the relevant data points, user, password, host name, etc. I'm going to hit cancel on that. The schedule, how often do you want this to run? So I'm just going to double-click that, and you'll see how granular the scheduler is. So there's my validity, but my frequency is how often do you want me to run this? So it may be a report that you need to generate once a day. It could be once a week. It could be once a month, once a quarter. But when you get into the frequency is where you're going to be able to set up the schedule for a given report. And then finally, the mailing. So if you wanted to mail this to a person or a group, you have the ability to do that as well. So here I'm just, again, going to hit the add email. And who is this going to? Copy, blind copy, what's the subject? And again, how are you going to send this report or with respect to the format? And then, of course, you can attach the report. So that allows you to kind of set up some automation, if you will, on any of the reports that have to do with your software license management, because maybe your procurement team or whoever's purchasing the licenses, all they need is the report. They don't necessarily need to come into Asset Core and see any of this information. You can be proactive and send them the reports that are critical for them to do their job.